Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show episode 172. And I gotta be careful with my tone because she is very easily overexcited. All the energy. This is Frankie. She'll be joining us again. I think this is our round 2 for her. She was very excited, and I was jealous because Bethany got a hold of her last time, so I get a hold of her this time. And we've got a ton of questions. So there might be a couple points where you hear Sparky do a little bit of rapid fire. Did he speak about himself in third person? Yes, he did. All right. Let's get to a couple short ones just to get us into the groove. Mic check good? Thank you. I know, Frank, you're very cute. Oh, here's a good one. Couple short ones, guys. All right.
Do all the announcements?
No, I did not do all the announcements.
You better start over.
I have a special announcement. Next week, Wednesday. Oh, whoa. Okay, so let me just address that really quick, guys. So I got a lot of flailing, a lot of movement. I want to show that she's very well supported with my arm in the back, my elbow, my hands on the front, making sure her body feels very secure. So even when she is doing all those like body throws, she's not going to hurt herself. She's very secure. But if I do get those, you'll see me kind of do this motion. Hey, settle down. Almost like I'm just doing a little bicep flex, like curving my arm and doing a bicep flex. Because what it's doing, it's creating more of a connection. And it's almost like if a parent were to be like, hey, you're okay, hand on the shoulder. This is my thumb on the shoulder. And I'm virtually just doing the same exact thing. All right. And I know a lot of people have excited puppies that they can't hold comfortably. This is one of the methods to teach them to be a bit more calm. Back to my special announcement. Next week, Wednesday, October 23rd, is our next Ask a Vet show live at 1:45 p.m. Pacific time here on Instagram and TikTok. This show, we're talking all about puppy parvo. Big subject. A lot of people have questions about it because it's so just unknown. It's such a big world of knowledge. And what you need to know about it, you'll be able to ask our next special vet guest your questions, so make sure you join us next Wednesday after our Ask a Puppy Trainer show. Did you calm down finally? You kind of did, huh? That's the calmest I've ever seen you. All right, great. Is there anything else, Ricky? Was there more? That's it, right? Okay.
You announced the episode?
I did.
Great.
I did do that. I did part of my job.
Perfect.
All right, and this is from Maya. Oh, I love it. Oh. Sound like a bird. All right, day 4. Puppy went in crate easy, but now not. Great once in, stop snaps 3 times every 2 hours and reset. Stop naps 3 times of 2 hours. Oh, okay. So every day they're doing about 3 times of 2 hours in the crate. And the second part of the question is, it's a 16-week-old Bernese Mountain Dog. It sounds like you probably started the crate schedule, and then they realize that when they go in the crate, they're going to be in there for a couple hours, so maybe you get a little bit of resistance now. And let me just really double clarify this. Puppy went in crate easy, but now not. So this is what I'd like you to try. A lot of the times, our association to crate is puppy goes in the crate, they're in there for 2 hours, they come out of the crate, and that's it. And then we're doing our 30, 40, 50 minutes, maybe an hour of free time. They need a bit more than that, guys. They need to be shown that the crate is not only for going in there. It's a training tool. We use food to reacclimate to the crate. So when I bring my dog to the crate, and let's say, let me even reverse that. I'm about to take, oh, that's bright. That's nice. I'm about to take my dog out of the crate. Right when I take my dog out of the crate, I've got my leash, my harness. I make them wait. They're calm and relaxed before bringing them out. I have them come out. And then I'm going to put them right back inside. Unless it's like morning and I know they've really got to go potty, then I'll get them outside for that potty. You guys know your puppy schedules better than I do. So if they're quick to go potty, get them out for a potty, bring them back to their crate. Put them inside the crate, offer them a treat, close the door, pause, open the door. They try to come out, close it, wait them out. And you kind of do like in the crate food, out of the crate no food. We're not rewarding for coming out of the crate. They already want to come out of the crate. That's already their reward. Are you chewing my wire?
Yes. Can you turn the volume down on your phone? I think I'm hearing that.
Yeah. Will you turn the live on the phone? The live's not going yet. Thank you. You were chewing the wire. That's why you're so entertained. Yes, I know. Where was I, Ricky? What was I on? What was I saying?
You wait out your puppy in the crate.
Boom. Wait out your puppy in the crate. And you're not giving food when they come out of the crate, guys. They're already being rewarded for coming out of the crate. it's actually coming out of the crate. The big thing that we're focusing on is them going in the crate, getting a small reward for it, and then becoming comfortable while being inside of there. And then releasing them, repeat. Out of the, no, you don't get the mic. Out of the crate, break, into the crate, house, sit, good, treat, break, release. House, sit, good, treat, break, release. You're doing it over and over again. And then when you're done, give them free time. Don't put them in the crate for a couple hours. The whole point of this routine, you are just a spaz right now. The whole point of this routine is to help them acclimate and get used to it. All right, are you done? Are you eating my mic? She's done. She's done. She lasted 4.5 minutes. That was pretty good.
Crate follow-up question here.
Do we? Oh, I love crate follow-up questions.
It's just not follow-up. Just got a crate today at 14 weeks after having our pup for 8 weeks. Have we missed our opportunity to train him in it?
So someone just got their just got a crate at 14 weeks, but after having our puppy for 8 weeks, have we missed our opportunity to train him in it? No. I have dogs that joined this program at 6 months old, and we crate train. Sometimes you got a day or two extra of barking, a little bit of whining, a little bit of crying in there, just because they're not acclimated to it, they're not used to it. It takes a little bit of time for them to get used to it, but it's like the same person here, Maya. Puppy went in crate easy, but now not. It's just more about acclimating and being in there, creating a comfort zone, and you will get a little bit of barking, a little bit of crying. There's some that I ignore, there's some that I don't. If I get barking for 45 straight minutes, that's not a separation anxiety issue, that's a crate anxiety issue. And then we actually usually recommend you hire a private trainer because they can do some routines with your dog to help acclimate them to it and create more of a comfort zone over a shorter period of time so there's less barking in the crate. But if it's just standard barking, 10, 15 minutes of it, pretty normal the first few days you're acclimating, let them bark it out. 15 minutes later, they kind of settle down, they go to sleep. 45 minutes later, it's the end of their window. Bring them out, let them do their thing. But no, you're not too late. If you go to our Instagram, and Ricky can correct me if I'm wrong, Instagram, you can get our little link on the bottom, and it will take you to our master class where we talk about puppy schedules and potty schedules and structure schedules.
Yes.
TikTok too?
Yep.
TikTok, Instagram, you guys all have access to our master class to pull all the information up. And you can even make a schedule for yourself.
Link in bio.
Link in bio. All right, Harlow, Debbie. How to introduce your puppy to your 15-year-old dog. Both are introductions. Just don't. The 15-year-old wants nothing to do with your puppy, probably. No. I joke, but I don't joke. I'm actually being totally serious, but I'm not at the same time. All right, how do we do this? All right, so I have a 15-year-old dog who very likely is kind of near the end of his time, and he's really just had a comfortable, relaxed life. Think about bringing in a 3-year-old to your 90-year-old mother. And then having your 9-year-old mother watch your 3-year-old, it's going to be really, really difficult for your 9-year-old mother to keep up with the 3-year-old. That's basically your 15-year-old dog trying to keep up with your new puppy. How do we acclimate them? We give them appropriate space. So new puppy has good structure. Your 15-year-old dog kind of gets to do a little bit more of what they've been doing up until now. They get to live their normal life. And when puppy is out of the crate, they're only out for about 30 minutes to an hour. Most times when they come out of the crate, they're in for a couple hours or out for 30 minutes to an hour. I might even use a playpen and set up a playpen for my older dog, or let him up on the couch and just put a playpen around the couch to keep the puppy from jumping up on the dog's paws. And then I'm keeping complete separation. Truly, guys, let your 15-year-old just live out the rest of their days happy and relaxed. And if your 15-year-old shows interest in the puppy and you have a calmer puppy, it happens sometimes, like obviously the one I just had wasn't, but it does happen, then you could try to acclimate them a bit, keep puppy on leash. Older dog gets to kind of walk around. When puppy is showing attention to older dog and older dog is returning some of that attention, not jumping up on older dog, but just like sniffing and like licking face and stuff, then you can give slack. The minute your older dog tries to turn and move away from your puppy, you need to guide your puppy away from your older dog. That's your older dog saying, hey, I've had enough. It's been a good time and now I'm moving away. You want to advocate for your older dog. I'm going to say that word again. Advocate for your older dog by pulling your puppy away and giving your older dog space. It will create frustration in your puppy though, because your puppy still wants to play. Anytime you have to redirect from a situation like that, I would recommend having my training pouch already on my side, which you should have anyways. Any puppy coming out of the crate, my pouch is next to my crate, pouch on the hip, then leash in the hand. So then the minute my puppy shows interest in my dog walking away, puppy come, yeah! and then move back and then redirect them away. And you can turn that frustration into a redirected training session.
Would that be similar advice to this question? Tips on having my 5-month-old male Staffie and my mother-in-law's...
Oh, let me read it. Yep. All right. Tips on having my 5-month-old male Staffie and my mother-in-law's 13-week-old mini Pomsky be good around each other. They're both so hyper around each other. 5-month-old male, 13-week-old Pomsky, as long as the pitty is gentle. Pitty, right? Staffie, yeah, Staffie, pitty. Okay, as long as your pitty's gentle. I'm going to call it pitty because we have pitties and we always call them pitties, not Staffies. If your pitty's gentle, you should be able to at least start that, but they're both on a leash. So it's not just one on a leash, because if I'm going to put either one of them on a leash and I can only pick between one, it's probably going to be the 5-month-old Staffie, because one paw could crush my little Pomsky. So I would definitely have the pitty on the leash. I'd also have my Pomsky on a leash. And how do I acclimate them into a lifestyle where they start acting better around each other and you have more control over the energy? One, can I train them around each other? If the answer is no, because they're just too motivated to play, then I need to separate them for a couple weeks when at the home, and I need to train them individually. I need more control over my individual dogs before I'm going to get any group control over both of them. So when I have my dogs looking and paying attention to me, because I'm the food giver, I'm the treat trainer, I am the everything to my dogs, I'm the walker, I have a very high value. There's something called littermate syndrome, which can be very easily confused because it's a high level anxiety. Dogs adapt towards each other, but it doesn't have to be litter mates. It has to be dogs that grew up for a long period of time together and there wasn't as much structure from the owners, so they develop a pecking order. They develop basically a status quo between the dogs, and one of them is in charge and the other one looks to that dog, not us as the humans. So that's the big thing I want to make sure that you guys don't get. So if my dogs only pay attention to each other when they're out and they're together, then they're not out together unsupervised. They're both on leash, they're both semi-separate, they're doing training separately, and if I can't even get their focus that way, one of them goes in the crate and I'm going to stagger them coming out of the crate. It's a little bit different for playtime, but maybe not just because there's such a size difference. If I don't have full control over these two dogs during play, as in I can't recall is come is recall, same thing. If I can't recall my pitty away from the Pomsky, and then I can't have my other owner step in front of the Pomsky to block her from them jumping on the back of my pitty, which will then restart the play again, then they're not playing yet. I need more control, or I need more people helping to watch, mitigating the play. These are good questions. These are really good questions. All right, this is from Liviana. My Goldendoodle puppy refuses to learn comes. She just runs away or barks. Oh, my favorite. If Bethany was here, I'd tell her this. Sit down, let me answer this. All right. So we have a really fun technique called the relationship building exercise. And number 2, why are you not in my online school? Why are you not in my online school? This is what I teach day 1, online school. We see you every week, 4 p.m. live for an hour each time. Why are you not in my online school? It's a really good price right now too, guys. Check it out. But truly, this is like 90% of puppyhood is I have dogs that are 7 months to a year out of most training programs that are saying the same exact thing that you're saying in your question. It's because training come is very difficult. To give you an idea, when we teach our relationship building exercise, coined, it's basically teaching name recognition and coming and called. Name recognition is the name and then come, and then stepping back and building momentum to draw your dog to you. But there's a lot of different parts of this equation. Do we have a leash on our dog? Is our leash on a flat collar? Is it on a martingale? Do we have a slip lead? Are we using a harness? We have to have some kind of leverage. I'm not saying control in this situation because I'm not pulling it, but I need leverage, which means that I have some facet of understanding of what my dog needs in the moment to get them to come to me. And now, how many times does it take to get your dog to come? Well, UCLA has done studies. It takes anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000 repetitions of come with food for a dog to come eventually from a distraction without food. So let me just reiterate that. 2,000 to 3,000 repetitions of come with food. And it says it's over a 2 to 4 month period that it has to be done. So it's not like 2 years of thousands of repetitions. No, we're talking a short training window where you have to do all these repetitions. And every come that you do, and by the way, when do we practice this? Every morning. What's the one thing I do every morning with my dog? I feed them their breakfast, their kibble. When do I tend to have at least 5-10 minutes before work to do this? When I'm getting ready to have my breakfast. So I'm not even putting kibble in a bowl. I'm putting kibble in a pouch. That pouch is on my hip. I'm grabbing a handful of 4 or 5 pieces. Leash in one hand, not up. Elbow is down, relaxed by my side holding the leash. Food in the opposite hand. Food to my dog's nose. Name, come, walk backwards, good, food. Name, come, good, food. Name, come, good, food. I do about 10 repetitions in a row, rapid reward. Name, come, good, food, turn. Name, come, good, food, turn. Name, come, good, food, turn. Over and over and over. And after about 10 repetitions, I gave them about maybe a 15 to 30 second break. Or just kind of let them walk around in figure eights, sniff around, let their brain reset, recuperate, and then I'll do another 10. I do 50 repetitions every morning. I think that's a pretty solid number. I don't do it anymore. My dogs are old now. But for any of my puppy owners, 50 repetitions every morning. If you do the math, you probably got about maybe a month and a half of doing that. And by the time you're done, you're going to be amazed. And it starts showing itself quicker and quicker. As you go through that training, as you start really working on that, what ends up happening is you go outside, your dog pops off their leash, or maybe we open the front door, they run out 10 steps, and you're like, stop, come! And your dog looks, okay, comes in, where's my food? I'm gonna go get that dog some food, guys, because that is incredible. And then you know that maybe 1 in every 4 comes, you don't need food. Then it turns into half and half. 1 in every 3 you need food, and then eventually you don't need food anymore, and you just do maintenance training as your dog gets older and more mature. Ooh, that was fun. That was a whole page. All right, what other ones we got? We got some long ones. Let me go over one long one.
One long one good about a crate, like if you should ever not use a crate. Because the dog just really hates it. I think it might be that one.
You want me to go over that one, don't you?
I do.
I'd leave that for Bethany. Mainly because it's so long. All right. This is for a multi-poo who is not crate trained. It's in the title. Okay. I have an 8-month-old multi-poo who is not crate trained. Is crate training always recommended? I'm going to say yes, but there are definitely dogs that I have accepted the owners have given up on crate training because the severity of their separation anxiety is so bad that they live in an apartment. They just cannot manage the level of severity of the separation anxiety, and they did other techniques instead that really worked out well for them. So no, it's not always recommended. There is alternatives to it, but I'm talking, I had dogs that were scream barking, like scream pitch barking for an hour and 40 minutes in the crate, and that truly is crate anxiety. That's not separation anxiety. That's not frustration. That is true crate anxiety, true fear, unabated. If you're not getting that, then I would recommend you crate train. Let me keep going. A little backstory. We got her at 8 weeks, and we started to crate train her. Everything was going okay. She was taking a while, but we could see it was getting there. Unfortunately, at 4 months, she broke a leg. Got surgery in for about 2 months, couldn't be left alone. At the beginning, we tried putting her in her crate because the vet said it would be the safest, but she would try to move to get out and would hurt herself, causing her pain. We stopped trying to put her in the crate. She was pretty much carried all the time or on the bed couch next to someone ever since she sleeps on the bed with my oldest. Thankfully, her leg is healed. She seems to be doing great. She loves running outside, loves to roam free around the house. Smart, pretty. My daughter has taught her to sit, lay down, paw, touch, so basically well trained. She is rarely ever home. I work from home, but the few times she is, we block off a hallway, and that is where she stays. The problem is she hates to be left home alone and cries a lot as we leave. Would crate training her be beneficial? Yes. Yes, it would. It absolutely would be beneficial. You guys got a pretty tough rap in the beginning with her breaking her leg. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I can't say I would have crate trained her even if she was moving around a little too much and she would have got used to it. I mean, any of us could say what we would have done. I think none of the past matters anymore. Now we got to look at the present, what the next step is. Yes, I would do some crate training, but you need way more than that, guys. You need a private trainer. I'm not even going to recommend the online school. This is more advanced because this is almost like an semi-adult dog who's going to have more behavioral issues. So it's not impulse control. It's not obedience. This is behavioral to where there's a level of serious anxiety, and it's not boundary anxiety, it's separation anxiety, and probably severe separation anxiety. I'm going to recommend you get a private trainer. Yes, I do think you should use the crate, but I do not think you should just go straight to the crate. I think you need to work with someone first. I think you need to build confidence in your dog to be alone when you're home. Work on place pattern, place command, place duration. Get a really good solid heel outside where my dog can do a sit, be 2 feet away from me and not panic. These are the things I would build up, a level of comfort inside and outside before I'd start crate training. Hire a professional, guys. You'll need some help with this case. All really, really good questions, though. Really solid, good questions. Thank you, Ricky. That was totally worth the read. All right, and this is from Tegan. Oh, I know a Tegan. I wonder if this is that Tegan. I've recently followed your TikTok and was wondering if I could ask you what you recommend for having to eventually teach a puppy to use a bed instead of his crate when he grows out of it, when he outgrows. Okay. They want to transition from using a crate to a dog bed.
First of all, would you ever do that?
Yeah.
At what age?
I do that with my dogs. I did it with both my dogs, actually. When would I try it? Probably.
What would you recommend?
I'm going to tell you when I would personally try it, and then I'm going to tell you what I recommend. I would personally probably try it at about 7 months, 8 months, and I'd recommend you do it about 9 to 10 months.
But don't you say everyone should always crate?
Yes, of course you say we should always crate, but everyone always wants to get their dog out of the crate. Me personally, I don't mind not crating. Let me give you some backstory though. Bethany doesn't crate Dusty, didn't crate Happy. Happy was the little guy who passed away. Doesn't crate her old man dog, and yeah, that's it. But does crate Dakota, her German Shepherd, who is unruly, and she just wanders and wanders and wanders. Bethany worked for years to get her to like lay down and settle. Retried it a couple times a year for the first like 3 or 4 years of having her, because her biggest thing is that Dakota could not lay on the dog bed, go to sleep, relax and settle, and be asleep for the next 4 hours. I think her husband Chris snores a little bit. I think that's what she told me at least. And he would have a very intense, and it would wake up Dakota, and she would, and then get up and start wandering around. And I think Bethany said she'd even like lick her on the face at 2 a.m., which you know Bethany as well as you guys do. I'm sure she loved that. It really is temperament. If I have a dog that wanders a lot, no, I'm not doing it. If I have a dog who sleeps really well in the crate, there's never been an issue, I'm going to stick with crate. But if I have someone who specifically wants to acclimate them being out of the crate, yeah, I do have a couple techniques for that. I bring a dog bed to my side of the bed. That's a particular because I sleep on the side of the bed that's closest to the wall. So it's a smaller gap. It's almost like a little mini crate, but just with an open door. How do I close that door? Metaphorically, because again, remember, we're not crating them. This is out of the crate. Dog bed by my bed. I put a leash tied to the bottom of my bed, like one of the legs of my bed. Obviously, the bed weighs 150 pounds. I weigh 200 pounds or 180 pounds. So all of me and my wife's combined weight makes it so that bed is not going to move for the dog. And then I clip the other end of that to their flat collar or their harness. Harness, if I'm unsure and I'm fearful that they could like choke themselves or get caught around something, if there's no obstacles for them to get caught around, you could go flat collar, even like a martingale or something. And then all they're doing is laying next to you on that dog bed. But you got to think about some stuff. If my dog is waking up at 2 a.m. and sniffing my face, licking me, pawing at me, I tell them no. I give one opportunity, guys, one strike. You're out if you do it after. I tell them no, the dog lays back down, goes to sleep. 5-10 minutes later, an hour later, they wake up, they're pawing at me again. It's just take a breath, untie your leash, walk them to the crate, put them inside the crate, close it, lock it, have them lay down, cover it, go lay down in bed, go back to sleep. They're not ready! And that's okay. It's okay if they're not ready. 6 to 8 months, 8 to 10 months, 12 to 16 months. These are probably the 3 windows I'm going to try. All of you out there that have calm puppies, you know who you are because your arms don't look like they were massacred by a small knife. If you have a very energetic puppy, you probably aren't doing this till about 12 to 16 months. So it's temperament, guys. It's about your puppy and what kind of energy they have. If I have a very energetic puppy, no, I'm not even trying it till they're at least 1.5 years to 2 years old probably. If I have a more calm puppy, give it a shot, see how it goes. It might be better than you think. If they start having issues 1 or 2 weeks after, it's the same result as if them having it the day of. They're still going back to the crate for another 6 months to a year. Or if it was Bethany, she would say 4 to 6 months. 6 months to a year. How much time do I got? Oh, look at us. Dang, look at us. We've gone through 2 pages already. Take that, Bethany. All right, this is from John. Hi, looking for potty training help and my daughter's puppy eating everything in sight. Her name is Kipper and she's 24 weeks old. John, throw me a breed as well, good sir. It helps me out tremendously.
That's your class for potty training help, for sure.
And then eating everything in sight. Now, this is just generally our online school, man. John, online school. You gotta check it out. Potty training help, that's our first video in our library. Picking up everything in sight, that's probably about our 3rd video in our main section, going over let's go work. But a big thing that a lot of people ask me is, how do I keep my dog's nose off the ground when I'm outside walking? And I'm like, don't take them with you if you go outside. No, I'm joking, but I'm also not joking. Oh, it's a lot of dry humor for me today. Yeah. I don't have Bethany to balance me out. Yeah. I'm enjoying it though, it's fun. All right, this is usually Bethany doing it. If I have a dog going outside and they can't bring their nose off the ground, I really won't walk them outside. I will do acclimation walks. I'll find areas to where it's just really clean. There's not much junk on the ground. There's nothing really to pick up. I'm not walking them on the grass. And that's more of just existence to get them to see everything out there and start watching people and just acclimating to being in that type of energy. But you're not actually walking. You're not really going anywhere. The other end of it is if it's leaves, if it's a couple pieces of grass, it's a little stick or two, and your dog's picking it up, it's not going to hurt them. They're not going to get a blockage from that. I have a lot of owners and trainers that I know and vets that I speak to that are like, it's a stick, it's a leaf, it's not a big deal. If the dog doesn't have an allergy towards it, which 90% of dogs don't, just let them pick it up. You're going to spend more time trying to rip it out of their mouth, trying to prevent them from getting it. Speed up to get past it. They pick it up, just keep on walking. It's really the fun of being able to stop and like grab it with their paws and chew it and rip it apart. If they don't get to do all that, it's not as fun for them. I would honestly probably just keep walking. Or I'd be doing all my walks in my living room until you feel your puppy's old enough to introduce maybe like a walking lead, slip lead, head collar, generally a lot of different tools out there. But yeah, a lot of different options. Try that out, see how it works. This is from Melissa. I like it. My puppy is 4.5 months old. She's a pit mix. Love it. We got one too. Whenever we go on a walk and see another dog, she loses her mind. We're using a slip lead, but she doesn't care. Treats won't work. She just stares at dog and lunges towards him. What do we do during these episodes? What do we do to get her to not have these episodes? Thank you. Melissa, I'm so sorry. That's not a question we'll be able to answer here. That is a behavioral issue. You will need to look for a private dog trainer. I'm going to advise you not to look for positive reinforcement only. They tend to do really well with younger puppies that aren't dealing with a lot of like behavioral issues. They tend to build up puppies when they're younger to not have the behavioral issues. You need something called a balanced dog trainer. A balanced dog trainer is going to go in there and kind of look for the root of the problem, because we tend to all be animal behaviors to some degree as well. And then they're going to start creating a curriculum for you to start working through that. I don't know if it's aggression. It could just be really, really intense reactivity. But my big thing is that I want to make sure you find help, and I'm not going to play on here and pretend like I'm going to be able to help you on this live. You need private training. You need one-on-one. You need someone who works with puppies, who does behavioral modification, balanced dog training. I'll say that again. Works with puppies, behavioral modification, balanced dog training. It's a very specific category in the dog training world. They'll be able to help you. Do you have time? Yeah. You got one more, yeah? Look at us. I went through every question. No, I didn't. Okay, I got 2 more pages. I was like, look at me.
Being all confident.
Woo! All right, Amanda Robinson. We have a 4-month-old black lab. We just got her 2 weeks ago, and she goes in her crate good, but after about an hour, she starts to chew at the base of the crate. Maybe she is bored. She will do this for about 20 minutes and stop and sleep again for a bit. Should I be stopping her or just ignoring her? You gotta stop her. Yeah, you do, because she can really just rip up that whole plastic piece. They have metal trays as well. I had a client a few months back that I was working with, and they ended up using a metal tray for their dog. You can just get them on Amazon. Look up the brand of crate that you have. It should show the size or the measurement of it, like in some corner of the crate. And then just look up those measurements, those dimensions, metal crate bottom, and they'll pop up and just replace it with it. Otherwise, I mean, you could tap the crate. I mean, I know that if I see a dog in our building, in our facility, chewing the crate door, I'm just going to walk up. I'm going to kind of just walk up calmly. I don't want to, It's not a big deal. It's not a big energy I'm trying to do. It's neutral stoic. No, the crate, not the dog. You didn't hit the dog, hit the crate. And what you're doing with that, it's what we call an interrupter. It's an interruption to whatever mentality the dog is in. Most time it's mindset, boredom, frustration, needing to do something, watching another dog train, but they're not training themselves, watching you guys do something fun, but they're not a part of it. We want to interrupt that. And most time with a simple interruption, most dogs will and lay down slowly and kind of settle back down. It works really well if your crate is covered. It does not work as well if your crate is uncovered, because they're not dumb. They see you coming. They know what you're there for. So if you're having issues, cover the crate. If you're not, then no big deal. Was there a second part to this?
Yes.
There was, right?
Oh, I think choose it for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, no. She is bored. Can you give her more mental stimulation? Probably. Yeah, you probably do more training sessions. I think about every time my dog is out of the crate. This is something I know Bethany would ask. So I'm going to ask it, and then I'm going to dig into Bethany when she comes in next week for not being here. When I have my dog out of the crate, let's say it's a 30-minute free time window. And maybe it's more, maybe it's less, I don't know. But 30-minute free time window. My breakdown for that free time window is 3 parts. And if I have a very hyper-energetic dog who tends to get bored easily and needs a lot of mental and physical exercise to calm them down, I'm not going to do a large amount of play, believe it or not. And by play, I mean like chasing them around, getting chased, throwing the ball, but them not coming back with it, having to go retrieve it. I'm not going to do a lot of that. I'm actually going to probably about 75% focus on my training. My first part of free time is walk and play. My second part is training. My third part is called supervised separation. Part 1, walk and play. I'll probably emphasize my walk more than anything and maybe do like a 5-minute play session, 2 minutes of tug drop, and then break to get it back. 3 minutes of fetch, throwing it 4 feet. I got a 6-foot leash, guys. Here's my toy. Play, drop, fetch. Puppy come, hand on toy, drop, bring it to your belly. You wait them out, they get bored. You can do a little bit of counter leash pressure. They eventually let it go. Sit good, excuse me. Sit good, pause, fetch, throw another 3 or 4 feet. That is what we call productive and constructive play. It's not play to where you're just focusing on, woo, having fun and chasing the ball. It's more about grab the item, bring it back, release it for a treat and a sit. Once you're calm and waiting and you're pausing, then I'll throw it again for you. It's a mutual, guys. I want to teach my dog how to come when called, how to sit and stay, how to give things up voluntarily and be calm and not lunge and bite my hand to take it back, even not maliciously, just puppily. I want to help them to be more neutral. This is one of the ways that I make it happen. And then the second part is the training. I'm doing at least 15 minutes of training for every free time window. Anyone who has a working breed dog, and if you don't know what that is, Google your breed. You'll know really quick. If it says companion animal and you feel like you got a bit more of a lazy lifestyle, you're gold. You picked the right dog for yourself. If you have a more static lifestyle and you got a border collie, you're in trouble. You got some issues. You got to do a little bit more training though. More exercise that's productive, constructive. More training, which is going to help the dog's brain to slow down a little bit. And then the final window of our free time is what we call supervised separation. This is one that gets forgotten a lot. This is existing in our space without having access to us. That would be like, imagine to the left of my couch and another 3 feet past it, I would have my dog on that dog bed. I might have a playpen around it and no leash. Or might have a leash on, and I've already taught place command. That's important. You have to teach place command to do a back tie, which is what I'm about to explain. That, I know, I'm out of time. I'm almost done. And then on place, and next to place is some kind of object that weighs more than your dog. It has to weigh about the dog's body weight plus half for them to be able to stay on it. And then next to that bed is like a kettlebell. 50-pound kettlebell for a 35-pound dog. Or 60-pound kettlebell for a 25-pound dog. You just have to have something, and the other end of that leash will clip to their harness, and they can get off the bed. They have a 5-foot leash, guys. The bed is only 3 feet across, 2 feet wide. They can go left, right, a little bit off the front, a little bit off the back, but the whole thing is they can't get to me. They don't have access to me as mom or dad. So what we're teaching them is how to be independent, confident, and eventually even learn how to self-soothe. That's a big one for us, guys, because when you put your dog back in the crate, if they just train for 15 minutes and they're overstimulated, excited, they're not going to settle in the crate. If you played with them, they're not going to settle in the crate. But if they got some downtime and they already got their brain about halfway to that settled state, and then the crate is just the next step for them after about 10, 15 minutes, then you're gold. All right, guys, that's all for today. What?
Look, Bear says, Sparky, we miss you.
Mocha Bear! Come back, grad school. Say it again.
Daycare.
Yep, daycare. Oh, yeah, guys, we got our daycare starting soon. Any of our old students watching this, we're opening up a daycare soon. It's only accessible to our old students or students freshly graduated from the program. We can't wait to see you guys there. All right, guys, and that is all we have for today. Which one are you ending first? I got to do my stuff. I do an awkward smile for one. I do awkward thumbs for the other.
Okay.
Which one are you ending first?
This one.
It's important. Okay, when you end that one, I'll do my awkward smile.